Hello! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dragon Tooth Miniatures. I'm your host, Bill, and this is a resident Russian, Mr. Ari. And we've
Hey
had
guys.
quite a few games this weekend. So, Ari, this is his game this weekend, and so he's going to take us through like what happened and then what his thoughts are.
Take a stroll through memory lane.
Yes. Very fresh memory lane, actually.
True. So, this week the game that I'd like to talk about is the one that I had quite recently against my friend. It was Tyranids versus, was it? Salamanders. That's the ones, the Space Marine people. I tested out a slightly new list, a lot more infantry heavy this time. Actually, what am I recalling stuff? I got it all over here in my battle scribe. I'll just read out the list and talk a bit about my decisions behind it and the game. So the usual HQs that I always bring, it was my Broodlord and Swarmlord. I was playing with Highfleet Leviathan this time. So I gave the Swarmlord the cool Warlord trait, which I think is the one, the Swarm Leader, something like that. 6 troop choices, 20 Gene Stealers as Gene Stealers, 15 and 10 Hormagaunts, just mainly as melee threats, 3 Rippers for my secondary, 10 Termagants, and then 20 Termagants, 10 of which have Flesh Borers, 10 of which have Devourers. I brought a Haru Specs because I want to test it out, 6 Hive Guard because artillery is nice, and 2 Lictors for secondaries. They brought, I think it was it? Yeah, it was 10 Intercessors, 10 Blade Guard Veterans, 1 big Dreadnought looking thing, which has a Cyclonic Melta-Lance, whichever that one is.
What? Oh, you mean a Leviathan?
I think so.
Did he proxy in a Leviathan? Does he own one?
Probably proxied one.
Okay.
What's the little ones? The Centurions. That's the one. Centurions. Uh-huh.
Is it a small dreadnought?
Yeah, the baby dreadnoughts. Centurions.
Oh.
3 of those.
What? Okay.
He brought some beaky helmet blokes who could do forward deployment. Scary stuff, I tell you. Because I didn't know about that.
Helmet blokes that could do forward deployment.
Yeah.
Did they have jump packs on?
Probably.
Like what? What do you mean probably? Did they or did not? They did not have.
I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't question. I was like, oh, you got.
I would have been questioning everything about it. Like, who are these Centurions? So you have Centurions. Are they Devastator or Assault Centurions? Tell me now.
The ones with many flamers and the siege drills.
They have the siege drills, so they're Assault Centurions. Okay, cool. So you have 1 proxy Leviathan, some Centurions, forward deployment guys, with 10 keys. 10. So are they? They're either in curses or they're Raven Guard.
I think they're in cursors. Probably in cursors.
Yeah,
I heard him say that once or twice.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Doge.
Yeah, Doge.
See, Doge does not approve of these, mysterious units that he. These questionable, mysterious units.
Oh, he had some. He had a medic. What are they called?
Apothecary.
Apothecarius. That's the one.
Chief Apothecary.
Yes, the powerful medic. What else did he have? He had the cool blokes, the Vanguard veterans, 10 of them. Sorry, no, Blade Guard veterans, yes. And
the Blade Guard veterans,
some character. I don't remember the name of the character. Or was it? No, I think it was just a captain. Yeah, just a captain. Yeah. So we played the objective where there's 4 of them, equally spaced apart. I think it's called Frontline Warfare, if I'm not mistaken. I probably am. So he did forward deployment, and in order to make him pay, I deployed a squad of Hormagaunts and Termagants, my 20-man squad of Termagants, on that side to destroy them. It worked. I killed them all. Then on the other side of the board, where most of his army was, I had my Haru Specs trying to charge up, Swarmlord supporting it with his ability. I had my Gene Stealers and Broodlord sort of in the middle, just lurking around. What else did I have? 10 Termagants on the very side, right? He had his Eradicators in Deep Strike. That's what I was forgetting.
Eradicators. Look at him being all basic.
Why? Anywho, we'll question it when we get there.
I yawned just now because it's just like, oh my god, this is like the prescribed Space Marine list. Oh, jeez, okay, whatever.
Listen to the story. Anywho, now where were we? Yes, turn 1. I got turn 1. And I mainly advanced most of my stuff. As I said, I almost entirely killed the forward deploy people. However, on the other side, I wounded his dreadnought, did some psychic pew-pew, didn't get much done, because he got quite lucky with his invulnerable saves. No, sorry, not invincible.
Okay, so my question is, so that's a Leviathan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it -1 damage?
It's one of its abilities.
No, it's not. Leviathans don't naturally get that. Redemptors get that. Redemptors get that. And they can only get that if they take an Iron Hand specific thing, which is like the Iron Stone, which reduces the damage by 1 to a minimum of 1 or something. And they have to use a CP to become a character to take that. Those are relic dreadnoughts.
Might have been something else that he gave it.
I mean, like, he's using a Melter Lance. Very few Space Marine vehicles can have a Melter Lance.
Alright, well, it is what it is.
I don't know, I would have been just like, show me the rules right now. Tell me what it is. Because that's very sus. Because I've never heard of that. I own a Leviathan. I've used them. I've never seen that rule on them.
Alright.
Like, I even have the Forge Rule book. Like, I even have the Forge Rule book. And I can, like, look it up. Like, this is the official ruling. I didn't see it when I was reading it. I might be wrong, but, like, it's just very odd.
Alright, well, I mean, I think this game wasn't very good for either of us. We didn't really talk much. We were both a bit tired from the week, so we just kind of assumed, alright, we know each other's lists more or less, and we kind of just went from there. We talked about stuff as we got there. Not a very wise choice, but, it's just a friendly game. It is what it is. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I have a friendly game too, but it's not, going to be like, Silence and Silence of the Lambs.
Alright, well, okay, where was I? Turn 1, yes. My Horus specs, I double move it, try to charge. I failed my charge. I was very sad. After that, it was his turn. He just sort of moved up a tiny bit. His Centurions and his Dreadnought charged my Horus specs. They kill it. However, in death, my Horus specs does a lot more damage than it ever did in life because I do an auto-explode and because of acidic blood. He uses his siege drills, a bajillion attacks, lots of wounds, and it's dead. So I just roll a bunch of dice, get, I think it was 4 6s, plus the 3 mortal wounds. So it was 7 mortal wounds on the Assault Centurions, 3 mortal wounds on the big Dreadnought, and all in all, I think I did 8 wounds, just taken off like that. 1 Centurion down, 1 down to 2 health, and then the Dreadnought lost 2 wounds. It was very horrible. Then it was my turn again. He just kind of sat there doing his psychic powers. I denied every now and again. Oh, right, important note. He Melta-lanced my Swarm Lord, and my Swarm Lord unfortunately died.
What the hell?
That's quite an important thing. I don't know why I forgot about that. Yeah.
I'm surprised he was able to, do that much damage to the Swarm Lord. Jesus Christ.
I did some poor rolling. I think he did was it 4? Yeah, it was 4 hits, 4 wounds. 5 hits, 4 wounds.
Did that Dreadnought have double Melter Lances?
It's D6 shots.
I don't think Melter Lances are D6 shots. I think they're heavy too.
Don't know. Anywho,
okay.
So I rolled quite poorly. I got 1 out of the 3 saves.
So much sus. The face I'm making is just like it's like the so much sus.
Yeah. So D6 plus 2 damage because they were quite close, and bam, no more Swarm Lord.
Oh, Tyrant God would have solved that.
Yeah, they would have, but okay, look, 1,500 points game, casual game, it's all good. However, what's not good is on my turn, I almost killed a dreadnought. That's very nice. Down to 2 wounds. He uses Awakened Machine Spirit or something like that to use the top bracket. My Hive Guard, they shot into the dreadnought. Okay, that's almost gone. Hormagaunts were sitting on an objective. He shot all his flamers into the Hormagaunts. 21 hits. So it was 2 each. So 6d6 shots from the little dreadnought Centurion people. 21 shots. And then the big one does its thing.
If there are 3 Centurions, so you killed 1.
Yeah, he heals it up. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's his turn. Sorry, we're on my turn.
Yeah. So basically, he would have 2 Centurions to use to flamer you. Each Centurion has 2 flamers on each arm. So that's 4d6. On 4d6, are you telling me he got 20 hits?
Well, before we get there, wait, just give me a second. Let me just streamline my story. Let me see where I am.
I'm like,
The last thing I said is the Swarm Lord died, right?
yeah, someone died.
All right, then the Haruspecs died, correct?
No, Harspex died, then someone died.
Sorry, other way around. First he shot the Swarm Lord, so no more Swarm Lord. Then he killed my Haruspecs.
Alright.
Then it was my turn. So I shot with Hive Guard into his big dreadnought. I get it down to 2 wounds. Okay, everything's going good, if I can remember. I'm becoming old.
You're
then
old.
What
am I?
Ancient.
I am like a venerable dreadnought. It's like, I know all the stories.
Yep. Right. Oh, I finally kill his people on the deep strike, the forward deploy people. I wipe them off of the objective.
How many of them did he have? 10?
Yeah, was it 10? I think it was just 5.
Oh, okay.
Right. Then I have my Hormagaunts on the other side of the board move up and take an objective. So that was nice. I was happy about that. Right, that's the end of my turn. His turn, he uses Awaken Machine Spirit or something on the big dreadnought, so it uses its top bracket. He kills most of my Hive Guard, one's remaining. Then what happened? His Captain Bloke advances up, or not really moves up towards my Broodlord with the big blob of, gaunts and stuff, and he wants to charge my Broodlord. He does so. He also... What does he do? He shoots my Hormagaunts. Yes, here we go. He heals up his little Centurion, so 3 full wounded Centurions because of the Apothecary. He shoots all his flamers into my Hormagaunts. He kills 24 of them. Then he finishes off the last one. Sorry, not 24. He kills 14. The other 10, most of them died due to, the forward deploy people fighting back. So almost all my Hormagaunts are dead. No more Hormagaunts. He charges the Broodlord. This is the fight phase now. He kills my Broodlord. He was using a power sword, so, very fighty. My turn. I charge my Termagants into his dreadnought, the big one, to try and take back the objective, to try to deny him the objective. It does not go so well. They all get flamered and die. After that, I just kind of... Well, it was his turn again, but he was like, you know what? I'm very hungry. I didn't have lunch. Do you want to go eat? And I'm like, sure. I want to go eat. You want to finish the turn? He's like, nah, it's quite obvious at this time. It's probably going to be a game in my favor. I'm like, can you get more than 30 points? Because I knew that I was going to deep strike. I was going to get my 30 points. I'm like, do you think you can? He's like, yeah, I'll have these 3 turns of scoring. That's 2 turns of scoring. Sorry, that's 30 points. Plus, I'll get my points for killing your stuff because of Oaths of Moment. So I'm certain I'm going to get more than you. I was like, you know what? Let's call it a game. Let's go eat. And we went to have lunch. One moment.
Okay, lots of
Right, sorry about that, Bill.
Oh, yes.
Oh no. I hope I don't get flamed too much by you.
Okay, so my thing is basically like,
Well, are we running?
yeah, we're still running.
Right.
So,
Okay.
so my advice is basically ask your opponent for clarification on some of these rules because they seem a little bit fishy to me.
Well, I mean...
Number two,
Mhm.
Centurions, those be a prime target for the Hive Guard instead of the Leviathan if he does have that -1 damage rule.
May I just...
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I also understood that, Centurions are probably a bigger threat than the Leviathan.
No.
So I
It's just
shot
because they're just squishy. They're very squishy.
Yeah, toughness 5, they're weak. I
Bro,
wanted to...
they don't have an invul save.
Mm-hmm.
They just generally don't have an invul save.
Yeah, so what I wanted to do was to shoot them, to clear them out. However, he's got the rule, like, self-sacrifice, which means I can't target them. And
Why?
I did manage to
What's
pull a bit of
self-sacrifice?
cheese.
What?
Something like that. I pulled a slightly cheesy move. I'm not too proud of it myself, but it was quite funny. Because in turn 2, when I was shooting, I was like, okay, can I shoot them? He's like, oh, I'll use my stratagem, so you should shoot the Dreadnought. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I was like, hold on. But I do want to shoot them. I didn't, but I'm like, I want to shoot them, so could I shoot them? He's like, okay, sure. So then he spends a CP, and then I shoot the Dreadnought. So I yoinked a CP off of him.
Yeah, but it's like, what is a CP? Like self-sacrifice?
Yeah, something like that.
Like, what are the conditions of the CP? Why can't I hit it?
Just says that they can't be targeted. Well, I didn't read what it said. He's like, you just can't shoot them. He checked the rule, so I assume he knows what he's talking about.
What do you mean? You just read to me the rule like verbatim. What are the conditions of using the CP? It's a 1 CP stratagem. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, well, look, Bill, I mean, I have an inherent trust of people. Like, we're playing with tiny plastic soldiers. Like, what is the gain of lying?
Your enjoyment. There you go.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the game. And I doubt he lied that much, even if he did.
I don't know, like, basically, like, my thing is basically, ask him, like, see what the rules are, basically, read to them verbatim and stuff like that. But also, like, Hive Guard, go for the Centurions, because the Centurions are such an easy target for the Hive Guard to pick off. They have no invul save. They've got no damage reduction.
But, like, the things...
They're like little tiny potato sacks that you can just pop.
Yeah, but the self-sacrifice, god damn it.
Or you can go for the Eradicators that are probably on there somewhere. Or, like, any kind of, like infantry unit. Or objective secured. Because I find that, like, killing Space Marine objective secure units are a lot more funny. Like, I don't want to kill your Dreadnought. It doesn't actually do that much damage when all things considered. It's like,
Yeah, one thing that I must say from this game is that don't let your emotions cloud your judgment, definitely. Because I know it's my fault, and yes, I admit it, that I should have checked with the units, but, as I said, we were both tired. I really wasn't thinking straight.
Yeah.
So when he did forward deploy, I was very surprised and shocked. And I was like, well, why didn't you tell me about this? And so I deployed a bit too much on that flank, which probably affected my game later on. Just an important thing to keep in mind.
No,
always
like, like those 4 deployed guys are just incursors. They don't actually do that much damage. Like,
that's the point. They don't do much, but I deployed so much against them.
Like, I would have just gone, like, okay, incursors, okay, Hive Guard, you take care of them, 6 into them, 6 into, like, whatever, like, other intercessor unit he has. I'm gonna just bully your objective secure and make sure, like, these highly elite units have to do the actions, because you got nothing else to, do that.
Fair.
Because it's a Space Marine army, they're always gonna be, like, down on the unit section. So if you can, like, kill 2 units per turn with the Hive Guard, like, ooh, they're gonna feel that really badly. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's not something they can recover from.
So you were busy dispensing wisdom before I rudely interrupted you. Please continue. You were saying something?
Oh, I was saying like just you can't overcommit, but also you can't play into like the opponent's mind games because I have a feeling that like he goaded you into trying to double move and charge with the power specs, and that's probably the worst move you could ever do with that thing.
I highly doubted. I mean, the mental state of both of us was pretty low. We were both very tired from doing stuff, so
okay.
to actually be like, all right.
So if I played him, do you think I would have like been able to like basically like meld his mind like a clay putty into like whatever I wished?
Not sure about his, but me, yes, definitely. I was quite.
Could I MK Ultra his mind before the game even happened so that I would win?
Maybe. I mean, I was at the point where
why are you both so like tired and still playing, dude? Like, whoa.
Well, I mean, we decided to have a game earlier this week, and we were like, you want to try? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go.
All right.
But, I mean, it's a fun game. It's fun. It's like, why do you play video games at 3 a.m. in the morning? You're tired. You should go to bed. Yeah, you should, but you want to play the video game, don't you?
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But anyway, I like yeah. So my advice is basically target priority. Don't get tricked, and also check the rules because some of them are a bit fishy.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is that he did check some of my rules, and whenever that happened, I was mildly annoyed. Like, come on, honestly, why do you think I'd be trying to cheat? Like,
you're the last person ever to be trying to cheat, and it's like
Yeah, so
no, I think he's surprised that you're getting a little bit better at playing the game and remembering your rules. And like, what?
Maybe. Because the thing is that, since I don't like it, I always sort of think of my opponent as a person. Surprise, surprise. So I think, if I am a person, and I usually don't like it when people are like, are you sure your rules are correct? Could you read that? Read that to me. Read it again. I'm like, okay, bro, take a chill pill. So I'm usually like, they probably have their rules right. There's no point nagging them. It's an enjoyment game. So
my thing is basically like, okay, so when it comes to like some opponents like that genuinely make a mistake in terms of remembering the rules, right? And you have an idea of what their army does, right? You kind of go like, can you check the rules? I think it's this. Can you please check that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I know Death Guard quite well because I've fought against them quite a lot. Just like how, like, I fought against Space Marines quite a lot. I'm like, where are all these rules coming from? I have never... Like, I've tried playing Space Marines a few times, but it's like, I've never seen these rules. What are these?
Yeah.
Like, I expected these to be a custodian rule. I didn't know the Space Marines had access to these things.
Well...
So that's my thing with it. So, yeah, just don't be afraid to ask, dude. Like, no one's going to bite your head off for, like, asking.
Hopefully not.
Whoa, the camera's frozen. Like, no, my camera.
No.
Why? Why do you do this?
Say, I wanted to ask you, right? Because I'm thinking the Hive Guard, they are very good. They're very effective. However, some people... I don't know, for some reason, think that Hive Guard are these super competitive units. And I'm just thinking maybe I'm scaring some of, maybe some newer players of fighting against me if I have Hive Guard. So I was thinking maybe I should ally in Gene Stealer cults and just bring 2 Basilisks as like my artillery instead of Hive Guard. About the same points cost, but it's slightly, I believe, less competitive, looks a bit cooler. What do you reckon? Bill?
Okay, wait a minute. I've just got my camera back up and running. Jeez, I don't know what's going on with my camera. It is very unstable. Very unstable, even though it's a wide connection. I don't know why.
Strange.
Okay, what was the question again? Sorry, I was busy flirting with tech.
No problem. So I was just thinking that, some people say that Hive Guards are very scary and very competitive. Since I play with 6 Hive Guard, I think, some of the veteran players at the store might be like, oh, you see, newbie, you shouldn't fight that guy. He's got hive guards. He's going to bully you, and sort of might be scaring the new guys away from me. So I was thinking, instead of hive guard, if I'm playing someone who's a bit newer to the game, something a bit more casual, replace it with a Gene Stealer Cult detachment with basilisks, because I think it'd be about same points, probably a bit less competitive, and looks a bit better in my perspective. So what do you reckon?
Basilisks are pretty nasty. Okay, so anything non-life side is pretty nasty, unless the Space Marine whirlwinds, because whirlwinds are freaking useless.
Even basilisks are too much.
Yeah, like basilisks do D6 damage, bro, and they're non-life side. They're actually pretty nasty. They kill monstrous creatures like they're nothing. They're really good.
Because, I mean, in my perspective, basilisks are just the guard's version of hive guard.
No, you don't compare anything to hive guard. Hive guard are way, way, way above everything else. They're quite good for what they do, especially when they're properly supported. So when people see like 6 hive guard, they aren't saying that like, oh, they're not saying that you're hyper competitive. They're making a joke that like 6 hive guard is pretty gnarly, especially if it's like a new person. Hive guard fully supported. Hive guard fully supported are incredibly nasty and horrifying to fight against, and there's almost nothing you can do against them. Like, even if you transhuman them, like, it's just like, what am I even transhuming against? Like, that's the thing about hive guard. Like, I think the 6 hive guard is a nomenclature. It's not an indicator of something being a competitive list, but the 6 hive guard in combination with some other things, yeah.
So they're just generally quite good.
Yes, they're just generally quite good. They're not broken, they're not OP, they're just generally quite good.
Yeah, so sort of like Eradicators. It's a unit that many people understand how to use easily.
Yeah. But they've got their own weaknesses, and I find Eradicators a bit like, come on, you're gonna eradicate me? Hit me. See what happens.
Because, I mean, that's the thing. Many people don't really understand sort of unit types and categories and roles very well sometimes. And it'd be like, oh, you should replace your... why do you bring so many, I don't know, what are they called? Zoanthropes. Bring more Hive Guard. And it's like, well, yeah, Hive Guard are so much better. I'm like, well, yeah, okay. They're better at killing vehicles. However, what if I want to kill a horde of, like, 10 guardsmen? What are
you can't do that with Zoanthropes anyway, unless you headbutt them.
Yeah, like Zoanthropes, you see, they're first of all, they're psychic. I can deny people with them. That's one thing Hive Guard can't do. They hold objectives very, very well. They can just move up the board, sit in the middle. 3-up Invon is very powerful. And they're essentially the same cost. Plus, I can smite large swaths of infantry because it's 1 mortal wound. It sort of, bounces very easily, whereas D3 damage is sort of a waste. Like, okay. I'd be shooting tanks.
What other things in your army could probably deal with those, like, small infantry units better?
No, Gaunts.
I would argue the Gaunts do fine against, like, guard infantry. Like, just them shooting at them. Like, they're strength 4 shooting. They're pretty good against, like, guard infantry. They just go down, like they go down like chumps against, against flesh borers. You gotta admit that.
No, I mean, yeah, definitely. I'm just saying that, just as an example of...
like, a Zoanthrope is not meant to be used against, like, just random chaff infantry. A Zoanthrope is meant to be used against something pretty big, and you want a lot of mortal wounds on real quickly.
I'm just saying as an example where, people would see something that is easy to use and does lots of damage, and directly assume that it's better than something else.
Well, like, let's go with another example. I
was avoiding something blatant, like, why are you using Hormagaunts? Just bring Carnifexes. Like, yeah, I guess Carnifexes do more damage.
But no, Carnifexes are terrible. They're way overcosted for what they do.
Yeah, exactly. So, with the Carnifex, you can't hold objective. Termagants, despite, not doing too much damage, they can clear infantry.
Oh, wait. Who's telling you that Termagants are bad? Nobody in their right mind would ever say Termagants are bad. Termagants are like the best things ever. They're like the best troop choice ever.
I love my Termagants. I have 30 of them. 36 of them. Correction.
As you should. Probably
I
need
need
more.
to get more.
You need 80
A
of
lot
them.
more.
But anyway, yeah, I think that's like, well, let's call it a wrap for that episode. It's a little bit long, but like, we went on a bit of a tangent. But like, yeah, thank you very much for like listening to us. And yeah, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell icon. And yeah, comment down below. If you agree with us, you don't agree with us, tell us. I'm always reading. So yeah, have a good night and like Merry Christmas, everyone. See ya.
Yep. So guys.